So, Professor, does Sessions face any sort of perjury charge, yes or no?
No. I don't even think this is a close case. He was asked a fairly convoluted and extended question that dealt with a recent media release about campaign involvement with the Russians. He answered that question. He went beyond what the question asked him, which was what he would do about it. And then he answered that question, and then he went beyond it to say, and I haven't had any contacts with the Russians. It was inartful. I mean, it turns out that he has had contacts with Russians. He should have corrected it,
yep.
But that's not perjury. And the standard for perjury is quite high. You have to show intent. There's only been a handful of people who have been prosecuted in the last 6 decades for perjury and other related issues in Congress, because the standard is quite difficult to meet.
Right. And the next step seems to be a special prosecutor. I keep on hearing about a special prosecutor. I think Democrats want a special prosecutor. What would that mean, and why would there be a special prosecutor? To do what?
Well, you see, the odd thing about that is if you ask for a special counsel to be selected, and the acting deputy attorney general could order that if they view this as a conflict for the department to handle the question, you still have to articulate what it is that they're investigating.
Yeah, I mean, what is the investigation? Is it about Russian interference with the election and then being in cahoots with the Trump campaign? Is that what they're getting after?
Yeah, see, the problem is that we don't have any evidence of collusion. But even if you go to say that maybe there was collusion, the question is, what's the crime? It's not a Logan Act violation of interfering with foreign relations. We haven't seen any type of allegation with regard to that since the Flynn episode, and he wasn't even charged under that.
Right.
We haven't had any allegations of money being exchanged from the Russians. And so the question is, what is the special counsel going to investigate?
Right.
Is he going to come in and say, yep, we were hacked by the Russians?
Right.
Much like we've hacked other countries.
Yeah.
Is he going to investigate some nameless guy in St. Petersburg? You usually have to articulate some type of criminal act, and that hasn't happened yet. Now, maybe evidence will come forward,
right.
But until it does, you're getting ahead of your skis on this.
It seems to me that the only problems the Trump administration is having is not the contacts with the Russians, it's what they say about said contacts.
Well, that is a problem. The White House has not exactly been performing as well as it should. It's been sort of 3 beats behind. For example, in the Sessions case, there should have been a clarifying letter that was sent, and this would have been a total non-issue. He should have recused himself. Quite frankly, I don't understand why a recusal wasn't readily embraced early on. It's a really good deal. You can pull out your critical people out of this investigation, which is likely to go nowhere. They can focus on other things, and you won't have the drip, drip, drip of this type of controversy. So I don't know why this wasn't recognized early on. The White House has said, we're totally cool with an investigation. We're going to have a lot of people recuse themselves,
yeah.
And you can take this as far as you want to go.